Hey everybody, this is Kohdok here, and it's time for the final Mecard of the week. And today we have we have Tanatos. It is Evan's brother, the character that he has been looking for. Although in the original Korean, I think he was supposed to be named Thanatos after one of the Greek gods of death. So yeah, that's a very interesting name to be searching for. And here we have Tanatos. He actually has a completely new transformation on what I call the Evan chassis, because as Evan's brother, he kind of transforms the same way. Although, the way they've kind of crammed him into the box here, it makes him look like he's doing a yoga pose.
Geez, Evan, I told you I'd meet you after my yoga practice was over. Why do you have to make such a big deal about everything?
So anyway, let's take a quick look here. We have Tanatos up here. He was actually on one of the cards I got with my Korean Phoenix, although the card he got was for Crocky, which is one of the ones that, like Momoru, it's one of the ones that flips over and grabs the cards. You know, it literally, like, reaches out and grabs at it. And on the back, we have, of course, Tanatos. We have Tanatos with the car mode. We have him transforming into, like what I said, it's a sort of new transformation, and him fighting against the Ural, because like I keep saying, poor Ural just can't catch a break. So let's get this thing open. And here we have Tanatos in his vehicle mode, and one thing you're going to notice that sticks out about Tanatos right away is just all of this crazy paint detail he has on him. I haven't seen anything like this on any of the other Mecardimals, anything this complex and intricate. And what he has classic hot rod flames all across him, complete with that sort of hook, that sort of forked design that you see on hot rods all over the place, complete with some of that lovely metallic design on the headlights. And I like these addition of these metallic designs because it helps the metallic components of the ball bearing here on the wheels actually match up a lot more nicely with the body and feel like more of the design. He's got sort of a classic muscle car look to him. He doesn't have a lot of paint on him aside from all this amazing paint on the top. I don't think they even bothered to color in his windshield because, you know, it would just be black on black at that point. But he has some very smooth tires, very smooth wheels going on here. He has a couple of tailpipes in the back. We have the nice red of the very, very high off the ground brake lights. It's a very, very lovely design. I just love how they've designed him. He's pretty smooth on the bottom too. You can't really make out what that is underneath there, and I actually kind of like a transformer where you can't immediately tell where everything is. So let's take a look at how he transforms. And here we have Tanatos transformed, and man, he kind of blends in with the box, doesn't he? And here we have Tanatos transformed. Tanatos is actually really complex as far as the Mecardimals we've seen so far. He actually, his arms actually bend at the shoulder. He has the head up here, which I wish had a little bit more detail, but he also has the legs that spread and hold him up here, and the card actually goes all the way up here. It pulls up the card a huge distance as part of actually a bit of a turn there when he transforms. So very, very nice design. We have a lot of these sort of plus marks here on his joints. We don't really have any feet per se, but we have the chest here, the chest cavity, and there's a lot going on here. The tailpipes, I assume, are there to support him while he transforms, although it doesn't look like they really hold him up while he's in his transformed state. We have a lot more red. We have some more metallic accents, particularly on his fists here. Those are in the nice metallic accent. And let's see which version I get. I'm not going to spoil which faction he turns out to be, so let's see. Oh, I got Blue Land. So we have Blue City, I guess. Blue Land, Blue City, whichever version you're talking about. So now I have a full set of Blue City characters, which is pretty nice. It means I can try to build a deck around them, or I can just try to... The way I've noticed is that the gold cards seem to benefit Blue City, the silver ones seem to benefit Red Hall, and the bronze cards seem to benefit Black Reef. So that seems to be the design going on here. By having one of each color, you have to mix it up a bit. It's going to be interesting to see if some other builds can be done around this. Although, coincidentally, here we have the cards that he came with. We have the Crocky card, which lets you rotate one if you catch with Crocky and peek at another. We have the Mirene silver card, which means I now have a full set of Mirene cards, which lets you move one and peek at one. And we have an Alta card, finally, which lets you rotate one and rotate another one. So this is one to use if you have a strategy that involves rotating. Although, speaking of, one thing I learned recently is that it's not which direction the card is facing, it's which part of the card gets grabbed. So the power of Tanatos here would be determined not by the number facing you, but by the number he grabs. And that, I don't know, that feels like, I felt like it gave the game some fun added complexity if you have it where you go with the card that faces you if you're looking at the back of the Mecardable. Maybe that can be a separate kind of rule set that develops some very interesting strategies and allows you to mess around with a lot of the features. Although Tanatos, speaking of complexity, he's actually the most complex transformation I've seen so far, because what you do is you have to tuck his arms like completely into his body like that, so that he's like doing the just do it chop like Shia LaBeouf. You pull up the top here, which actually pushes in his head, which then allows you to bring up the bottom and close them up. So there we go. That is a look at Tanatos. That is the 4th of 4 that Mattel has sent me. I've now gone over 9 Mecardimals on this channel. I've gotten Taro, I've gotten Alta, Phoenix, Tanatos. Hopefully I'll be able to do some more like Evan. I didn't get the chance to look at Tador, which was one of my favorites from the original run. Tador and Momoru, I think, are about all I have left. But believe me, I will definitely be doing a lot more Mecard. I'll be doing some more Screechers Wild. I'm talking about the Alpha Group about getting some of those to show off on the show, and I haven't done my my Toy Fair video for them, have I? I need to get that together, even though that was over a month ago. I'm sorry for being so lazy on that. So this is a look at Tanatos, and until next time, if you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to join my notification squad. I'm going to be doing tons of videos on Mecard and things related to it, and if you really like what I do, consider supporting me on Patreon, where recently there was a video about Pokemon vs. Digimon that they got to see early. So until next time, this is Tanatos from Mecard by Mattel, and this is Kohdok signing off.
도깨비단의 메카드 배틀 강좌! 배틀을 하려면 메카니멀을 친구로 만들어야 해. 테이밍이라고 하지. 배지 메카드를 메카니멀에 대고 테이밍 온이라고 외쳐봐. 테이밍 온! 메카니멀을 얻었으니 이제 배틀을 할 수 있어. 메카드를 3장 던져봐. 그걸 셋업이라고 해. 셋업 메카드! 이제 메카니멀을 던져. 메카니멀 고!